Year 2000 BMW M5. This is the E39 shape, third generation M5. Last of the M5s available in the UK with a manual gearbox. As you can see, it's finished in carbon Schwarz black, which looks black most of the time, but when you get close, there's some blue and purple and all sorts in there. Actually looks fantastic in the light. We picked this one up in a small collection of BMW M cars this week. It was driven back here, drove beautifully all the way back. Relatively standard car. It's got aftermarket grills on it, which we do have the standard ones in the boot. And it does have aftermarket or the later Angel Eye headlights. And again, we've got the standard ones coming to us. And then it's got a back box on it as well, but apparently the standard exhaust is available, so we'll get that dropped off as well, so it's included. We'll start by having a look at the bodywork. If we look down this driver's side, you'll see lovely and straight all the way down. You can see that nice RS Turbo Fiesta we've got there just reflecting in the bodywork. So this front corner here, all nice and clean and tidy on this front driver's wing. The whole car for me wants a good polish. So I've been washed with sponges a lot. It's got little things like sort of bird poo burns and swirls in the paint, which make a huge difference. If you get those corrected and taken out, it'll change the look of the car completely. But bodywork wise, we're looking for rust and things like that. This front arch is lovely and tidy. Standard M parallel staggered wheel setup in the factory anthracite, so they've not been messed with. And we've got good quality tyres all around. We'll point them out as we go, but we've got Dunlop SP Sports on the front. Going down this driver's side, around the indicator and everything's nice and clean. This sill, going all the way back, is lovely and tidy. That's not been jacked up wrong or crunched over a curb or anything like that. Driver's door, apart from having a look at my reflection, is all nice and clean and tidy. Quite often around these trim, you get a bit of marks and stuff. Nothing around the handle at all. Even the wing mirror stanchions are clean. They sometimes bubble up. And this black beltline trim, again, can quite often go milky, but it's lovely and clean all the way along. BMWs of this era, their mirrors love to fail as well, and you get all this sort of horrible stuff in them, but they're all good. Rear driver's door, again, that's nice and clean. Even the door shuts and stuff, they've not been opened on in any car parks in a ropey situation or anything like that. Lovely and clean all the way around this arch here. Quite often you'll get a sort of bubble of rust appearing down here or something coming in here, but nothing to note. Small scratch here, but like I say, these will all come out with a good polish. Another good wheel and Dunlop Sport. So matching tyres on this side. Around the filler cap's nice and clean, and up on this pillar, all nice and tidy. You've got a very, very small stone chip there that once touched in. Sunroof model on this one. Obviously electric being an M5. And again, you've got the odd little mark here and there, but a really good polish would make a huge difference to this car. We might actually see if we can do it if we've got the time, just because it'll make such a big difference. Round onto this rear bumper, you've got this seam here, which can always be an issue, but actually that's lovely and clean. Both rear tail lights. So this was a pre-LCI car, so they're the correct tail lights, nice and clean, nice and tidy. So the exhaust, it's got an aftermarket back box. We'll start in a minute. It sounds spectacular. It's not droney or anything when you're driving along, but relatively standard looking exhaust tips, no massive shouty exhaust or anything like that. Parking sensors on the rear. The plastic is all nice and tidy. It's not dried out or cracked. This bumper lip, which quite often gets scratched from the things getting dragged in and out, the boot's nice. Standard little M5 spoiler, nothing drastic or ugly. And this deck lid all nice and clean again. Look down the passenger side again, you can see nice and straight. Did notice there's a tiny little ding just here. You can only just notice it in the camera. We film these things in 4K and you're only just seeing it. Seam on this side is nice and tidy. This half of the bumper's all good. Round out this arch again, this is nice and clean. There's no sign of any corrosion anywhere on this car. Another good Dunlop Sport, so 3 out of 4 so far. And again, all the wheels are lovely and clean. Coming around onto this rear passenger door. Again, it's got a light tint, but nothing major. Quite often these things get blacked out. It just makes them look dated for me. That looks so much better. Coming along this sill, it's all nice and tidy. Front passenger door as well, nice and straight. You've got a little scuff in the plastics there, but nothing else really to note. Another clean wing mirror stanchion, and the glass on there is good as well. Around the handles, both on this side are nice as well. A-pillar, got a very small stone chip just there. But that's about it. On the front wing. Again, all nice and clean in there all the way around. Another good wheel and another good Dunlop Sport tyres. That's 4 matching tyres. It's always a sign of good ownership, especially when they're not cheap ones. This front bumper corner, all nice and clean and tidy. Like I say, it's got the later headlights in it, but the earlier ones are available. Same goes for the grille. So it should have the chrome surrounds. They're in the boot, I'll show you when we get there. Headlight washers, fog lights, Xeon headlights. But very few things in the way of stone chips. You've got one there and one there. But that's about it. Now the bonnet, you've got a few little cracks in the paint. It's almost like paint shrinkage. So the bonnet wants a little bit of attention, but there is some bird poo marks on it as well. So actually just getting that bonnet blown in would make a massive, massive difference. Carbon Schwartz black, like I say, so it's got a million different colours in it, but it is quite an easy colour to paint. I had an M3 this colour and it's easy enough to get it sorted out and corrected. So interior wise, we've got carbon Schwartz on the outside, black on the inside. It does have the carbon trim option as well. Like I say, sunroof model. The M car's got the black headlining as well and the black carpets, which obviously makes a big difference for me. I think it looks so much better. M5 on the sill plates. This driver's seat is lovely and clean. Very, very tiny little bit of wear there, but nothing at all really to note. Leather, so lovely and soft. It's not really shiny. It's got a lovely finish to it. Obviously electric memory seats in these. Memory on the door. Electric everything because it's an M5, obviously flagship model for BMW. On the interior, the steering wheel, that's lovely and clean. You've got a little bit of wear at the top here. But other than that, the buttons are not worn out, which is quite unusual. And I'll put the key in because I want to point another thing out. So this era of Beamers, E39s, 46s, 36s, that sort of stuff, were really bad for pixels going missing. So pixels on the heater controls, pixels on the dash, pixels on the nav. But if you look, these are all lovely and clean, lovely and tidy all the way along. The aircon's nice and cold as well. 115,000 miles on this one. Obviously being the M5, you've got the warm-up light, so we can show you that that is cold for when we start in a second. So yeah, no pixels at all missing there. Manual gearbox, like I say, last of the M's with a manual gearbox. Gear stick's got a little bit of wear on it, but they're quite easy to replace now. All nice and clean and tidy in here. Everything's sort of complete, there's nothing missing. Everything works, got lock and wheel nut key there. Even the cigarette lighter pops up, normally they get stuck. Heated seats in this one, sport mode and all that sort of stuff. If you check the description, we'll list everything in the way of service, options and all that sort of stuff. Rear driver's side, lovely and clean on the door card. All the door shuts are nice and tidy, they've not been sort of kicked or abused. Same with the backs of the seats. It's not had things stuffed in these. It's my pet hate when they go saggy, it looks awful, but they're really good. Back seats don't look like they've been hardly used at all. Really nice and clean all the way across. Obviously centre armrest, and I believe this one has the, yeah, so this one's got the ski bag as well. So you can extend that back, put your skis in there, because that's what we all do on a Saturday apparently. And the headlining's lovely and clean, no sign of any sagging or anything like that. Have a look in the boot. So like I say, original grills are there. We've got a car cover. The load net is still there and that's not all stretched out, which again is nice. We'll pop that off to have a look at the carpet. So they got black carpets everywhere, but they left the black or the grey in the boot, which is a standard sort of E39 colour. This one's pretty good. Normally they get quite dirty, but that looks nice. Under here on the M's, you've got the load compartments. So you can see they're all nice and complete and clean. Got a little spanner there to take the battery up when we park it off. But obviously you didn't get a spare wheel on the M car. You've got your big battery there and that's about it. Nav system on this side, you've got a 6 CD changer in here as well, so you just pop that open and there it is. Again, all lovely and clean and tidy in here. No sign of any moisture or any corrosion or anything like that. More importantly, if you're sad like me, there's two things you check straight away. You check torch and you check toolkit. Have we got a full toolkit? Apart from the spanner being down there, we'll put that back easy enough. We've got the gloves, we've got the triangle, we've got the towing eye. Say it's about 90% complete, to be fair. Pretty good going for a 22-year-old car. And on the passenger side, again, another nice clean tidy door card. Lovely and clean and tidy in here. No sign of any real wear at all. Backs of the seats are lovely. Like I said, the headline is good. There's no funny smells or anything in there. No sign of any moisture. Nice and clean door card on the front passenger. And this seat, also very minimal sign of wear. Tiny little bit there, but that's about it. Electric lumbar support as well on these. On this one is an option. And more importantly, we've got the torch. And it even works. I mean, they were never very good, but it actually works. So that's a novelty. You just don't see them anymore. They just get nicked over the years. So that's always good to see. It's always a good sign of ownership for me. Toolkit and torches because I'm sad. Why not? Have a look under the bonnet. So this is the V8 M5 before they went to the V10 and then realised that was a horrible mistake and went back. But obviously the last NA non-turbo V8 M5 they did, obviously last time manual as well, like I've mentioned. So 4.9 litre V8, brutal engine, really spectacular noise. You see these things on 220, 230,000 miles. They're pretty bulletproof to an extent. Look after them and they'll look after you. All nice and clean in there. There's no sign of anything dribbling out the bottom or anything like that. Get it started up. So on this era of M cars, you've got these lights on the dash to tell you how warm it is. Obviously not to rev it past that. As you can see, no sign of any smoke or steam or anything coming out the back. We'll give it a little rev because it does make a pretty fantastic noise. As you can see, no warning lights or anything on there. We've got a light on for the handbrake, but that's it because I've got the handbrake on, obviously. So there you have it. Year 2000 E39 M5. If you've got any questions, please get in touch. We are open every day for viewings. If you can't get to us, we can do video calls. We can send you more photos. And to any questions you've got, just let us know. Thank you.